Hello and welcome back to the Non-League Podcast with myself, Lee Simons. And yes, we've got another special guest with us. We've got Jordan Southgate from Wroxham, who play their football in the Premier League, third and non-Premier Division. Jordan, how are you?
Very well, thank you, Lee. How are you?
Yeah, good, thanks, good. I know it's a little bit miserable today, but what can you do in this isolation?
Exactly, you just got to keep going with what we're doing and see what happens.
So how have you been coping with isolation so far?
Yeah, not too bad. Just me and my wife at home and a dog, but I'm still working from home and I'm trying to do a bit of fitness stuff and just keep myself ticking over, really.
Ah, fair enough. I've just been doing like daily exercises and then just going out with family, having a bits of walks, and then basically try and record as many podcasts as I can.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, so for people who don't know you, Jordan, could we just have a bit of a background to your story about how you got involved with football, please?
Yeah, so when I was around 8, I signed for Norwich Academy.
Okay, yeah.
And I was there till I was around 15.
Mm-hmm.
Then I came out and signed for Wroxham and played in their under-18s. And when I was old enough, I played in the reserves and then a little bit in the first team. Then I went to Norwich United, then back to Wroxham, and then I found out I was born with something wrong with my knee, so I had to have an operation. I've now had 3 operations since then.
Oh, wow.
So that's when I was around 23,
Mm-hmm.
I decided to try and get involved in some management stuff.
Yep.
And that's when I went back to Wroxham and had a conversation with them, and I ended up taking the reserves.
Yep.
And did that for a season. Then I got promoted to the first team, and that was my second season this year. So relatively young for a manager, but I guess circumstances made that happen, really.
Well, especially when you've had the 3 operations on your knee. I bet that's a bit of a shock to the system, really, especially when you're playing regularly and then all of a sudden you had to stop.
Yeah, that was really tough to take. I was never really hit me until the first operation. I still thought I'd be okay, and then my surgeon said, "Look, that's probably you done, and you're going to do yourself some serious harm." So then I had probably 18 months to 2 years out of the game completely, and I just sort of watched Norwich for a little bit and spent time with the missus and different bits and pieces. And then, I really started missing the dressing room, and I thought, I'm missing the game, really. I thought, well, what can I do to get back involved?
Yeah.
And coaching is what I do for a job anyway. So I really thought about getting into management, and I didn't know if age would be an issue, but, Wroxham really helped me out, and I sort of cracked on from there.
So the chairman's just kind of give you a phone call and say, can you just come out and help us out with the reserves? It was
Tom Park got appointed as first team manager with Ross Potter.
Okay.
And they made contact with me about potentially helping them out or potentially going to do the reserves.
Yeah.
And I like to do things my own way.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to be an assistant coach as such. And I thought, maybe taking the reserves with some younger players would give me some good experience. I knew the Anglican Com reasonably well. And then it sort of went from there. And obviously Tom and Ross left. Jamie Godbold came in.
Mm-hmm.
He helped me out a lot. And then he moved on to Lowestoft. And then the opening came up for the first team job. And, the chairman offered it to me.
Well, that's good. That's good news for yourself. And, of course, you wanted to make it like your stamp, didn't you, on the actual team and the club itself?
Yeah, I wanted to put my own things into it, and I obviously worked closely with Adam, who's my assistant.
Yeah.
And we knew it would take a season for people to not believe in us, but to believe in what we do and how we try and play football. And I think that probably showed this season. We had a really good year. Yeah,
it was a very amazing season for you. What you had. 2019-2020 season, but if we go back to the first season, I bet it was a bit of a, when you got into like the pre-season, you've got these young players you wanted to mould into a team what you wanted to achieve, really.
Yeah, I mean it was a point where first pre-season, I'd spoke to a few players in the summer, and I'd speak to the current players who were there and the players who were moving on.
Yeah.
And I knew quite a few of them from obviously playing myself and being a similar age to some of them. I brought some of the younger ones in.
Mm-hmm. And
then it was really about testing, what's the level really going to be like? How's it going to work? And pre-season went really well. And then everyone was excited. We made Simon Lappin, it was quite a big signing for us.
Yeah.
And then we got stuffed 5-0 at God Manchester on the first game of the season, and we were like, wow, this is maybe a bit of a reality check. But, that was probably just a blip performance. But in hindsight, we we were probably pleased it happened because it gave everyone a bit of a reality check.
Yeah, I bet it did, because I came and saw you guys play against Thetford, both home and away, and I was doing a bit of the highlights for both of the games, and it was good to see that these young players were actually coming through for you.
Yeah, I mean, Thetford, the first season was, I think it was 4-1 or 5-1 both games, I believe.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
and we were on fire those games. And again, this season when we played away at Thetford, we were on fire. But I know. When you have young players and things like that, sometimes they're going to be hit and miss. They're going to be really good some games, and other games it might not be their day, and that's part of them development and part of them growing up as players. So we always knew that was going to happen in the first season, and that's why we said, look, 1 year to bed in, and then the second year, we're expecting this.
Exactly. So when you come to the pre-season for this year, this gone, you didn't actually lose a pre-season game, did you? We didn't,
and we had some tough games in there. We played Durham and some good teams.
Yeah.
But it's not too much about results in pre-season. It was about us, the players understanding how we want to play, and the new players bedding in. Obviously, the results are good because they build momentum, and we didn't ever go into a game to lose. But there's a lot of rotation, a lot of players. We're managing players' minutes, but we had a good pre-season, and then we had a good start to the season.
Yeah, you did have an awesome season, really, especially going into the Vars Cup as well with Stonemarket, and then of course Glebe as well. That must have been quite a spectacular attendance for Wroxham and for Stonemarket. Over 1,000 fans there. I bet that was a bit of an achievement for you as the manager of Wroxham.
Yeah, that was probably not just my highlight of the season, but probably the highlight of my footballing career to date. Not just the day itself and the amount of work people put in, but the amount of people there, the amount of singing that was going on, and obviously to win the game 2-0 was just special to get into the Vars quarter-finals.
Oh, definitely. Of course, then you had another 1,000 fans for the next game as well, so it must have been incredible for you to see those fans coming back again to actually see your team again.
Yeah, and that just shows, like you said earlier, we played some exciting stuff, and people were interested in coming to watch Wroxham, and that's when the chairman offered me the job two years ago. He said, I want Wroxham back on the map, and hopefully we achieved that this year.
Definitely, you definitely had it. But unfortunately now the season's finished and void and everything else. Have you got any plans for the coming season at the moment?
I've always got plans, and I'm always planning stuff. And as players, we've met on video calls, and as managers, we meet regularly on video calls. And it's just when's it going to start? And there's more important things at the minute than football. But when it does come back, we'll all be ready. And I think we've got the plans in place to do that. No, we haven't set any specific targets at the minute because, like I say, we don't know the exact team. We don't know when's it going to start, etc.
No, definitely not. But when you went into like the management side of it, how did you go about making your team as it is now?
I just set my ways in the first pre-season session. That I said to all of them, there's lads in there who are 4 or 5 years older than me. There's lads who are the same age as me. There's lads who are younger than me. And I just set the precedent. This is how it's going to work. This is what I believe in. This is what I want you to believe in. This is what me and Adam are going to do as a management team. If after today you don't feel it's for you, then don't be at the club. But if you want to achieve things, you want to go far. We believe that we can do that, and luckily for us, the players really bought into it, and it's really starting to show.
Yeah, definitely. Especially when you've got Grant Holt at the club as well, Simon Lappin, as you were saying. Of course, your assistant manager Adam Drury as well. And of course, you got the other. You've got Sutton as the goalkeeper. They're kind of gelling quite well because I watched you guys at the semi-final and the Norfolk Cup. I felt you were very unlucky on that game as well because Durham were one of the top teams in Norfolk, but I thought you were very unlucky.
Yeah, I mean, having those guys in around the dressing room and in the team helps with experience, helps with advice with the younger players. They can deal with different situations. They bring in good crowds. They're good people. They're not just that. They're good people to have at the club. They're good people to be around. And going back to the Durham game, I probably would say we played well for 30 minutes of that game. I felt Beyond were very good, but we also played into their hands, and I couldn't take nothing away from their attacking threat done us.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. But finishing fifth in the season was pretty well because you got Stowmarket, Norwich United, Stanway Rovers, of course, and then of course Newmarket. They're all tough teams, aren't they? All the teams have been quite tough this season, haven't they?
Yeah, and I think we had a couple of games in hand, which I think we would have moved up a place, maybe two.
Yeah.
But in reality, we had such a good run in the middle part of the season. I think we were 11 or 12 games winning in a row.
Yeah.
When we then beat Stowmarket in the Vars, we then had a little bit of a blip, which was always going to come at some point. And unfortunately for us, it came at the back end of the season where, other teams around us were picking up points. But like you say, Norwich United, Stanway, Stowmarket, Newmarket, very good teams. And we had good games against all of them.
Definitely.
We actually didn't play Stowmarket in the league, funny enough.
No, you didn't, no.
But yeah, they're four very good sides, and I think the rest of the league would probably agree we were the top five in the division. Yeah,
definitely. Especially with the runs of what you've been having in the cup competitions, and of course the Vars, got to the quarterfinals. And of course, then you got Wroxham onto the map, as you were saying, as your chairman wanted to get seeing like the progression from last season to this season, hopefully again for the following season as well. So it's top marks for you guys, and hopefully it will continue.
Yeah, appreciate it. That's the plan. We want to keep progressing as a club and see where we end up.
Definitely. But Jordan, do you think for the standards what you've seen in the third 09, do you think it's actually got better as the couple of years you've been in charge?
Yeah, I do actually. I do. I think the first season we played some teams, and I generally felt at times that we should easily win those games. And this season I didn't feel that. And even the teams who were near the bottom, for example, we lost away at Galston, which was a really tough game for us. And as you see, and there's nothing that surprises me on a Saturday at 5 o'clock when I go on the website to see the results. Nothing ever surprises me. A team beat a team. It doesn't. I'm always like, I could see that. Whereas a year before, you probably knew which teams were going to lose every week.
Yeah, I bet you did. But going through, like, when I've been watching the non-league side from 2017, because I didn't really know much about the teams around this area, because I've lived in Norfolk for a few years now. But then I've been to a couple of games and I really enjoyed it. But then people have actually come up to me when I've done like highlights. And using social media, do you think that's a good thing to use?
I like them because we can critique our own game, and we can look at things and what things went right and what things didn't. And sometimes when you're speaking to players, they don't always understand it, and you have to show them a video clip or something like that, for example. And on the other part of me, I don't like it because teams can watch us.
Yes.
And they know what they're up against. But I think that is the modern way of football. I think if you were to go into the pro game, everyone would watch clips of the opposition and expect and try and work out how they're going to play. I think the beauty of non-league before was you don't know what you're going to get. And I still think that to a certain degree happens. You can plan for as much as you like, but a couple of players might be at work or they might be at weddings.
Yeah.
So they're not going to be there. So, I think I do like highlights. And it's also good for the players who can look back and see their goals, and it can fill them confidence.
Yeah, definitely. Because I've had a few players come up to me and say, "Oh, can I have my highlights?" I say, "Yeah, no problem. You can have it." Then I've looked back on the social media, like the views on it. I get like between 2,000 to like 4,000 views on just one single like 10 seconds clip, which is quite amazing, really. But that's good for morale for the players, and of course good for you guys because you can actually see it. But then, as you say, with the cons that the other teams may see it and they may pick, bits and pieces out of those clips to help them beat you or beat other teams in it. But it's always pros and cons, isn't there, Jordan?
Yeah, definitely. And I also think it promotes the local game well. And, I think on a few of the videos I've watched, of our games, there's been good atmosphere with people singing and people then want to get involved with that.
Definitely. So how do you feel about the Blue Wave coming to you? Are you excited about it? About people chanting?
I speak to most of them before and after the game to thank them and whatever, and they've been brilliant, and arguably they won us. They were part of us winning that Stowmarket game in the Vars because they were non-stop throughout the that stand behind the goal was full. They had all sorts of songs and instruments and you name it, they had it. And they're great lads. They came to us on non-league day, and then they never left.
No.
We as a club have tried to look after them with tickets and different bits and pieces and lifts to games. And you know what? The players love it. The players love it. It makes a proper atmosphere at the ground, and it just gives everyone that extra 10%, which we need sometimes.
So, I did have a few questions from actually Freddie from the Blue Wave, actually. He goes, what is actually your favourite chart at the moment?
My favourite chant?
Yep.
It's got to be Jerry.
Yeah?
Jerry. He'll know what I mean.
Okay. No worries. I've got another couple for you. He actually asked, what do you miss most about Wroxham at the moment?
What do I miss most? I just miss seeing everyone and being together as a group. That's probably what I miss most. Being around the lads and training is probably what I miss.
I bet you do. So the last thing from Freddie, he said, have you got any ideas for any new chants for us to sing?
I'll keep them to myself until I'll be in contact with them.
Okay, no worries, no problem. So I've got another little one from actually Chris, who runs your Twitter page. He said, what is your favourite league match of last season and why?
Favourite league match?
Yeah, league match. And why?
I think Stanway Rovers away is probably my favourite. We'd won 8 games in a row, and people would argue that they were games we were expected to win, should I say.
Yeah.
And then we went to Stanway, who we hadn't played, who we knew were a tough team to play, and we were excellent. From start to finish, we dictated the whole game and won 2-0 and kept another clean sheet. And I think that from that moment, I think that kicked into the lads that, we actually have got a chance and we are a good side. Yeah,
I bet it is. Because Stanway Rovers are a really tough team to beat, especially at their place. Because they are very strong. And of course, Norwich United being there, I spoke to Liam Jackson recently and called Cedric as well. They had a 4-4 draw at their place, and they said to me that they were really strong opposition. Yeah,
they're lads who I think have been together for a few years. They're tough. They work hard. They make it hard for other teams to play against. And that's when I said to the lads, you have to stick to our guns here and do what we're good at and do what we've been practicing, and really believe in each other. And it really paid off. And that winning that 2-0 was just, that was a good day.
I bet it was. So, was there any favourite goals you actually scored, which actually sticks in your mind?
From this season?
Any season at all.
Sean Taylor's goal against Stowmarket in the 90th minute will live in my memory for many, many years.
And it kind of replays in your memory?
Yeah, and Nick Bowler from Radio Norfolk was live on Radio Norfolk, and there's a video going around of Sean scoring with that in the background, and I often watch that too. When I'm missing the game, I often have a little look back at that, and it makes me smile, yeah.
I bet it does. So what is your actually highlight of your footballing career in anything so far?
I think personally was obviously getting signed by Norwich Academy was, that's almost every young kid's dream, to be in the academy and to be able to go and play at all the best training grounds and against the best players, and to be able to do it for 8 years was something that I'll always remember. And I think, I can hold my head up high in what I did there, and know that whatever happened, I probably would never have made it as a footballer because of the condition I had in my knee, which I never knew about. So, that's probably my highlight.
Excellent. So one last question. Was there a favourite football ground that you like to play at? What was your favourite ground?
Oh, my favourite ground is probably Thetford, if I'm being honest, in our league.
Really?
I always think the pitch is decent, and for some reason we've always played well when I've been there, and I think we've scored 9 or 10 goals there in 2 seasons, so that place has always brought me good memories.
I bet it has for you. I bet it has. But Jordan, I really wish you all the best for next season, and thank you for joining me on the podcast.
No worries, appreciate it. Thanks, Lee.
And for people,
keep up the good work.
Thank you very much. And for people who have been listening, Thank you very much, and we'll see you on the next one.